Okay, so imagine you're trudging through war-torn Napoleonic Europe, but instead of just dealing with soldiers, there's this terrifying plague called the bacterium that's turned the dead into these grotesque, nightmarish creatures. Yeah, I know. Sounds absolutely brutal, right? Well, that's exactly the vibe Hunger is going for. And honestly, I'm here for it. So let me break this down for you. Hunger is this upcoming PvPvE extraction shooter that's giving me serious Hunt Showdown vibes, but with its own twisted flavor. And get this. It's being made by Good Fun Corporation, the same brilliant minds who created Hell Let Loose. So yeah, these folks definitely know what they're doing. The setting is just Chef's Kiss. They're calling it The World After the End, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You're one of the living, basically the survivors still hanging on, and you're trying to make it through a landscape that's absolutely crawling with monsters created by this plague. You can go solo if you're feeling brave, or team up with one or two friends, because let's be real, this game looks terrifying enough that you'll probably want backup. Now here's where things get really interesting, and I mean really interesting. This isn't just your typical run-in, grab loot, run-out extraction shooter. Hunger is going full RPG mode on us. We're talking level 1 to 100 progression, questing systems, and over 100 talents to mess around with. Like, that's insane depth for this genre. But the combat? Oh man, the combat looks incredible. You've got your traditional firearms, rifles, pistols, and even these experimental hand mortars that launch explosive glass grenades. How cool is that? But here's the kicker. When you run out of ammo, or when those creatures get too close for comfort, you're pulling out your axe or mace and going full medieval on them. I cannot wait to experience that panic when you realize your gun's empty and you have to start swinging. And listen, this is huge. While you can lose your gear if things go south, your character's experience is permanent. So even when you have one of those absolutely disastrous runs where everything goes wrong, you're still making progress. That's such a relief because let me tell you, forced wipes in other games can be soul-crushing. Your home base is this place called the Chateau, and it's not just some boring menu screen. It's a full multiplayer hub where you'll actually see other players running around, chat with NPCs, pick up quests, buy gear from shopkeepers, the whole 9 yards. It feels alive, you know? The progression system is where my inner RPG nerd is absolutely geeking out. You can specialize in crafting professions, gather materials, create items for yourself or your squad, or even sell stuff in the player marketplace. This is the kind of depth that makes me want to dive in and not come up for air for weeks. Each character has their own unique abilities, passive, tactical, and ultimate, plus these incredibly detailed mastery trees. The build variety is going to be massive, which means we're going to see some really creative playstyles emerge. I'm already theorizing builds in my head. Alright, so when this drops in early access, they're not messing around with content. 3 large maps right from the start? Over 30 weapons? Yes, please. And they're promising even more maps down the line. But what really caught my attention is the endgame content. We're getting dungeons and boss encounters in an extraction shooter. When does that ever happen? Plus, quest lines for those of us who love a good story. And, I cannot stress this enough, no forced wipes. Your progress stays with you. All that time you invest, it matters. It sticks. That's beautiful. Oh, and they've got proximity voice chat during expeditions, which means you might hear someone before you see them. And let me tell you, that's going to create some absolutely heart-pounding moments. So Hunger is hitting early access in 2026 on Steam and Epic Games Store. They're planning to keep it in early access for about 2 years, which honestly sounds reasonable given how ambitious this project is. During that time, we're getting regular updates. More weapons, new areas, additional playable characters, more enemy types. It's going to keep evolving. I've watched the pre-alpha gameplay trailer probably 5 times now, and even in this super early state, the atmosphere is just dripping with tension. The dark gothic horror mixed with Napoleonic weapons, that's the aesthetic I didn't know I needed. But now I can't imagine living without it. Look, I've played a lot of extraction shooters. A lot. And Hunger feels different. It's not just trying to be another Hunt clone or Tarkov competitor, it's genuinely trying to merge extraction gameplay with deep RPG mechanics and community-driven progression. That's ambitious as hell, and with the Hell Let Loose team behind it, I actually believe they can pull it off. The Hunger is coming in 2026, and honestly, I can't wait to face it. Let me know in the comments if you're as hyped as I am, and what kind of build you're planning to run. See you in the Chateau, survivors.